As I thought, Skyrim, even along the main roads, is a dangerous place. There are not enough guards patrolling and way too many bandits and other riffraff out there. I guess the Civil War made it much worse. But I didn't do it for the gold, I did it to help a merchant in need. There was no backing out for this Nord once I told him I would help. Honor means a lot to me. So he would get all my strength and that of my companions as we made our way to the other end of Whiterun Hold. So what is going on with my strength in these brawls? I cannot seem to hurt my opponents very much. As I said, I've lost a lot of muscle since my time in prison a few years ago. Perhaps in time my strength will return, but for now it still seems to be lacking. When it comes to my swords and bow, though, I can still really hurt my enemies. I'm a bit disappointed, though. It shouldn't be like this. Without even trying, I was a really strong Nord not too long ago. I would be able to easily defeat anyone I wanted to. I'm making myself not think about it too much, because it would be rather embarrassing. As Uncle said, just get back into the fight and don't give up. So I will keep on testing myself until I can win at least one brawl. And when we finally made it all the way to Rorikstead, a place that all I remember when I was a teen was some farms and an inn. Seems they have expanded on it somewhat since then. But at Rorikstead, the peddler finally made it alive and my quest was successful. Now that I am here, might as well talk to the people who live here before moving on. I have a lot of work given to me, bounties and helping people on the eastern half of the map, the southeastern part. So we will move on from here shortly. Pretty calm morning, but that's what I want. It's kind of nice. I don't know who Halvar is, but I've got to find him.
Room, I've got both.
Yes, I think I know that. I just slept in your room.
I only take real coin here. No handouts and no bartering.
Any idea where I can learn more about magic?
Bit of advice. Folks here don't care for magic or those that use it. If you're intent on it, check at the college up in Winterhold. Either that or go see the Jarl's court wizard.
Yes. So, not anything I haven't heard for all my life, actually. I'm looking for work. Got any leads?
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
Kill the giant located at Sekunta's Kiss or convince him to leave. How do you convince a giant to leave since they don't talk?
See ya.
Well, not that I know of that they talk. Maybe they have their own language. Auntie said that they,
Hey, what?
they talk to each other, but no one knows how to talk to them. But as I said, how can you talk to them if you don't speak their language and they don't speak yours? I take it that you work here? No, not wearing that. Hello.
Need something?
You do. Okay.
It's been a pleasure.
Oh, you're the woman I saw wandering around. Hello.
Ah! Oh, you frighten me, traveler.
I do.
You shouldn't just greet someone unexpectedly.
Well, it is a tavern. People talk to each other. I do it all the time. No one seems to mind.
Well, they could just be very polite. Or blind or something. Okay, so maybe it is just me getting spooked. The Stormcloaks used to say the same, but I have a good reason to be...
So you're a Stormcloak.
Was a Stormcloak. Now I'm just an ordinary shut-in, never going to leave this inn, as long as Meralki is willing to have me. Maybe I can marry his son, and then they'll let me stay here forever.
You really don't want to leave this building. I've never heard of a Nord like that. You fancy Eric, do you? The one the father was telling not to go down and steal from his chest in the basement?
He's nice enough. Got good hair, good teeth, and the inn will be his when Meralki's gone, so I wouldn't have to pay for a better room.
Why are you so afraid of leaving?
I'm cursed. It's been with me since I was a young child. It's the only explanation for what happened at Helgen.
Oh, you were at Helgen? Were you at Helgen when the dragon attacked?
No, this was before. I'd just sworn the oath, but as one of the less talented sisters, I was tasked mostly with retrieving supplies from the city. It happened on a Morndas. I was traveling on the road west to Helgen when pearls of snow began to pelt my brow. I no sooner blinked when the snowstorm came thundering from above, except there was a piece of black crouched further down the road, a woman wearing a hooded robe, holding a small child.
You tried to help her.
Indeed. I swore an oath to Ulfric Stormcloak, my brothers and sisters, but my oath to the gods came before this menial task.
I swore an oath to the Emperor, but I still would have done the same. The woman you found on the road, did you try to speak to her?
I called out to her. I was relieved when she stood up, but the relief was short-lived. She scurried off into the forest. It was no place for a child. The sun was dimming, and in the winter, the night is as fast as it is long. The air was cold, but not the kind of cold that pimples your skin. No, this cold was raw enough that you could feel it pass through your teeth, even when your mouth was closed.
We Nords knew all kinds of cold. A newborn babe and alone in the forest is a scary proposition.
How old were you?
As I said, no
I know
place
where
for a
this is going,
child.
son.
So I hurried after
said
her.
many a time,
Best I could tell,
world
she was
is a
headed towards
dangerous
Orphan
place.
Rock,
You're
the
much
one
safer here
place
at the
every
farm.
Nord child in Helgen
I don't
fears.
want to be safe. I'm not afraid of the dangers out there.
What's going
The only thing
on?
I'm afraid of is wasting my life on this farm.
Yes, that's your mother's side of the family talk.
Oh, anyways,
Stay on for one more.
Orphan
season.
Rock, a dangerous place. Not exactly child's play.
Aye, a Hagraven's nest, but it isn't Hagravens that made this story. It was Nord men and women, telling tales to get their children to pray to the Nine. The story went that if you forgot to pray, Arkay would send Hagraven to snatch you from your bed. Children were told that all the witches that hunt Orphan Rock were once boys and girls like them. As a young woman grown, I've long since outlived such juvenile tales, but my hand couldn't help but reach for my weapon.
I don't know. I'm starting to think a lot of the tales I was told growing up are actually true. Orphan Rock is where we went to clear out that Hagraven. Where we got the Nettlebane from. So, you were scared of Orphan Rock, but you had to chase them. Then what?
Darkness set in. I bit my lip, trying to keep my focus on the woman and the child. I followed their tracks through the narrow passageway formed by the rock, but when I came out on the other side, the trail had vanished.
So, they vanished, or something vanished them. What then?
I found myself standing in a plot of fallow dirt, empty save a rock marker. I called out again to the woman, but there came no answer. Then I called out once more, and then came a reply. It was a knock, like knuckles rapping against a door, and with each knock, the noise grew louder. No, not louder, closer. I swiveled around, and in my panic I dropped my mace. It wasn't until I'd reached for it that I saw it.
This is starting to sound like a campfire story. You tell at night. When it's dark and there's children about. Or children with you, sorry. Saw what?
The snow jumping off the dirt, as if the knocking wasn't coming from behind me, but beneath. Higher and higher, until it was right under my feet. And that's when the clouds shifted, and the moonlight lit the marker in front of me. It wasn't a rock marker. It was a grave marker.
I take it you fled.
I did what any sane Nord would have done. When I got back to the camp, the quartermaster demanded to know where I'd been and what had happened to the supplies.
You mean
In
that's...
truth, no explanation would suffice. It's just as well, because even I can't explain what was under my feet that night.
You mean that Stormcloak camp? That's right next to Orphan Rock. You could probably throw a stone from it and hit it. Well, now that I think of it, maybe it was a ghost. Maybe the woman was buried there, a child too?
That's what I told my brothers and sisters back at the camp. They too thought it was an excuse for not retrieving the supplies. It didn't help that I was known for telling stories by the campfire.
Well,
To them,
I can tell you've been
this
practicing.
was just another tale I had cooked up like a chef makes beef stew.
Okay. So, other than hag ravens, I don't know the history of the place. What's so special about Orphan Rock?
There's a lot of tales parents tell their children to get them to eat their greens or pray to the divines. One of them is the story of the Hag-Graven of Orphan Rock. They used to say if you didn't pray to the Nine, Arcay would send the old hag to kidnap you in your sleep.
No, you kind of told me
The
that.
witches of Orphan Rock are said to be the grown-up versions of all the children who forgot their supper-time prayers. As a young woman grown, I've long since outlived such juvenile tales, but my hand couldn't help but reach for my weapon.
Okay. Well, it still sounds fairly mundane, but I see. But you'll have to leave this inn eventually.
No, I'll starve to death first.
Really?
I am a daughter of Skyrim. I don't fear death. I fear fear. And spiders.
Fear.
But everyone's afraid
and
of
spiders.
crawlies.
By the divines, I think there's a spider on your neck.
Get it off of me! Wait, I don't feel anything. That's a mean trick.
Oh, the ones you can't feel are the worst. They'll get you good. What could possibly happen to you?
Oh, lots of things, although they usually happen at night. And when I'm alone. But I can't take that chance of them happening when others are around. I'd go out and help Redlith pick out cabbage heads. Only they wouldn't be cabbage heads.
What?
Be the heads of little children.
I thought you'd say that.
Then maybe Ragnar will ride by, still making the journey to Whiterun as the Headless Phantom. Or maybe I'd visit Rorik's manor, and that bear he has mounted on his wall will come alive and reach down and bite him, right while he's cooking.
I think you've been listening
Even
to
here,
too
there
many
are times I feel like
campfire
my presence
stories.
is a danger. Sometimes when I look up at the animals mounted above Milwaukee, I see the eyes move, as if someone were looking at me from behind them.
What brought this curse on, do you think?
It's always been a part of me. You see, my mother told me that I nearly died in childbirth. As a result, part of my soul was close to the void, and the wandering dead were drawn to me in their confusion. Yet, she told me not to worry. As long as my heart was full of life, it would fill that empty part of my soul and ward off the dead. Her advice was unnecessary, as a child's spirit is as stout as Shore's bones. It wasn't until I was a girl of 12, my heart broken by a boy I loved, that at first I
At
yearned for
12?
death.
I hadn't even kissed a girl at 12. You had your heart broken at 12. And that brought on the curse, your heart being broken?
It did. It's silly to say, because as adults we experience things 1,000 times more hurtful than a simple heartbreak. But never in my years did I feel a stronger sense of grief, or a deeper wound, than when he said the words, no. I wanted to die more than anything, and Arcay saw fit to grant my wish.
After your heart was broken, the curse came for you?
Indeed. That night, as I lay in my bed, the air was so cold, and even in the middle of the sun's height, I huddled under the covers, trying to stave off the cold. I had reached a point where I felt I could sleep, when I heard it. The breathing.
What'd you do?
No matter how much I shrunk into my covers, I couldn't avoid that foul hiss, but I dared not look. Then came the sound of footsteps walking to my door. I was about to go into shock when I heard my mother's voice. I leapt out of bed and ran to the door, flinging it open, and there she was. My mother, holding a candle, and standing over her shoulder was a wraith.
Stop the courier. You had your own room? Are you some noble's daughter?
My mother was a servant, and had yet to finish her duties to our lord. The boy who broke my heart was the nobleman's son.
No wonder he said no. You're not of noble blood. How did you kill the wraith?
I didn't. I did what my mother always told me to do. I
Run and
wanted to
scream?
live. Then more than any other time, as 2 lives were on the line. And it worked, until I became a Stormcloak. I think all that talk of dying and going to Sovngarde brought it all back.
You are actually one of the more interesting people I have met since coming to Skyrim. But, best of luck to you, Sonia. May the gods go with you.
Until next time.
Greetings.
Not somebody I want as a companion, I'll tell
There's
you
that
that.
quintessentially inny smell. They should bottle the stuff and throw it in the sea.
Hello, you're the Bard. Wood Elf. May I ask your name, Bard?
My name's Yarborough, and yes, I do accept tips.
I'm not really a bard. I can't play too well. Here, some gold for your trouble.
Thank you, friend. I'm saving up to buy a new lute, and, well, you know, musical instruments don't grow on trees. Well, actually, some are made of wood, so I guess technically they do, but you understand what I mean.
Of course. What brings you to Rorikstead?
No reason. I heard this place needed a bard, so here I am.
Yeah, every inn needs a bard, or 2. What kind of music do you play?
I play Nord music mostly.
Makes sense. Can I make a request?
What can I do for you?
Oh, you have a lot of songs that you sing. I've never... What's Mogo... Oh, wait, that old song. Mogo's Mead.
Certainly.
It's been a while.
It's a fine tune and a good request.
What do you need?
Oh. Don't you have something to do here?
What do you need?
Look alive, will you?
Yes,
I knew myself a maiden fair with emerald eyes and fire red hair. She owned a tavern.
You want a
by the
drink?
sea and served warm drinks of
No, thank you.
mellow honey.
See you around.
Drink you merry, drink you thirsty, bring thy crew and revel freely. For on one thing we're all agreed, that Mogo made the finest mead. Mogo's mead, the only drink we'd ever need. Take a flask and take a seat, and drink thyself a sweetie treat.
A fiery lass with green eyes. Almost describes you, but you have light blue. Or fiery hair, she said. Don't want to stare into her eyes too much. I have to, I've got things to do here. I just can't fall for a first woman that joins my group. Although I'm tempted to. I keep thinking of rolling around in the bed with her. Very tempting. Alright, let's pack up the crew and get out of here. Oh, I did see another Khajiit. I'll talk to her first.
Listen to me, stranger, and listen well. The Khajiit caravans are not to be trusted.
No?
Sanyon says betrayers shave their rear ends to resemble the Nord ones they are fond of licking. But Zajira, she is loyal to the Dalmor. Her rear end is not shaved.
Hard for me to follow what you're saying, but... So you don't think that, the Khajiits are honest? Well, I do know that the Talmor are a blight on this land. That must be purged.
Blight? Zajira does not know what kind of skooma you are having, but she would like you to share. The saviors brought back the moons to elsewhere. The aids have crowned them the true rulers of Tamriel. Zajira tells them where to hunt the night.
Maybe later.
If you change your mind... you know
What issues do you have with the Khajiiti caravans?
They are traitors.
Traitors? Traitors or traders? Everybody knows they're traders.
No, not traders. Traitors!
Oh.
They sell wares and weapons to the worshippers of the false god.
Merchants are only loyal to gold.
If you are loyal to gold, you betray the saviors. Zajira told Sanyon that Madran was guilty of many such betrayals.
You mentioned you have a taste for skooma?
Why? Do you have some? Why are we wasting time talking?
I'm not sure. I might have skooma on me. You give me some information first, and I'll see if I have a bottle for you.
That is not how Sanyon does it. It is always skooma first, talk later.
You mean
Zajira does
after
not
your
trust strangers.
after your trip? I don't think it's a good idea to feed your habit.
Why not? What does Zajira have to do for you? Or to you?
No,
I
no, no, no,
promise
no,
I
no,
won't
no.
tell anyone.
Oh, dear
Not
gods.
even Sanyon has to know.
No, 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 no. I don't want that. No, thank you. Oh, I've heard of some humans doing things like that with Khajiit females, but I just don't even want to know the details. What are you saying about... Why do you consider the Talmor your savior?
Do you not know? They are the wielders of the dawn magics.
Dawn
Ancient
magics?
spells that brought the moons back to elsewhere.
Oh, yes, I
and
heard of
saved
that.
all of Tamriel.
It was 100 years ago, or over 100. Well, I don't know. I just heard the story that some say that Talmor used it to trick, and they knew when the moons would return. Used it to trick the Khajiits.
Oh no, it was never a matter of when, but always a matter of how. The saviors uncovered the dawn magic, and many of us bore witness to its...
What's this now?
I can tell. You're right. Good work, my liege.
What is that about? I don't think it's normal. Everywhere you go, you have people trying to kill you. I don't know if they're... She may have been after me. There could be more of them outside like there was last time.
Of a Talos shrine, east of Great Oak Rush Rock. This information
Oh, you okay,
is
Inigo?
worth at least 2 more battles.
I needed that.
Huh. Never keep your back to the
What do you
door.
need, handsome?
Hey, I was talking to you, Zashira.
Need something?
So, are you a Thalmor informant?
Yes, Zajira does good work too. The bodies west of Riverwood, that was her doing. People come to pray to the false god. Zajira sometimes warns them that Talos is but a man. Yet still they pray. Zajira has no choice but to tell the saviors of their blasphemy.
Oh.
He thinks it would be best if they die. Then they can meet Talos in the next world, where he is just another man, scratching himself and smelling his fingers.
I'm starting to think maybe I should poison the skooma if I have any and give it to her. Is that what you're doing here, acting as an informer?
Yes, Zajira finds Talos worshippers and reports them to Sanyon. Right now, she is shadowing the one called Sonia.
Oh.
She is waiting for her to leave the inn and contact her fellow Talos worshippers. Zajira has waited a very long time.
Should I warn Sonia? I can't just kill the Khajiit here. Everybody would think I'm a murderer. Unless I want to kill everybody else who works here, because for surely, or who is here, for surely they're gonna run out and inform the guards. If you send innocents to their death, then you're a murderer.
Zajira agrees, but these are not the innocents. These are Talos worshippers. The saviors of the moon have stated they must be punished. Zajira does not like killing so much, but as she has said before, sometimes the only way to open their eyes is to close them.
You're making me rethink my views on Khajiits. Anyways, I want to go back to my earlier questions.
Alright.
Well, who was this Sanyon you were talking about?
He is a Talmor agent and Zajira's friend.
Oh.
She sends him letters by courier. It has the list of names and locations of potential Talos worshippers. Sanyon then kills the infidels and makes a tableau. That is a fancy elf word for a murder party. This gets the attention of the Stormcloaks, who then redouble their efforts against the Empire. The saviors get stronger, and Zajira gets a skooma. Everybody wins.
Do you use the same couriers the Nords use?
Oh no, they cannot transport the skooma to Zajira. It is not allowed. For this, there are peddlers in Sanion's employ. You may see them on the road from time to time. They smell of hay and skeevers.
So you're saying the Talmor are encouraging the war, huh?
Zajira did not say this. That is the mead talking. It does not have nice things to say like the skooma.
In this scenario you've created, everyone does not win. In fact, many will die.
Everyone dies. The skooma has told Zajira as much. This makes her feel better about all the dying.
Goodbye.
Remember what I said about the caravan.
That's another one I would murder in her sleep if I can get away with it. She's nothing but
Something on your
despicable,
mind?
disgusting creature. Informing on people that could be Stormcloaks, so the Talmor come and remove them and murder them. Sonia, I suggest that you do stay here in this inn
Farewell.
for your safety. Alright, let's gather
What is
everybody
on
up.
your mind?
Let's go.
I was getting comfortable.
We've been here for a long time, half a day or longer. Zora,
I'm right here.
follow me.
Lead the way, my hero.
Greetings.
Where's Lucian?
How are
Lucian,
you doing?
follow me.
Right you are. Alright.
What do you need?
Have to see about finding this goat. Could we use a pack goat? We have so many with us right now as it is. A party of 4 and a goat. And all our horses, except for Lucian. Oh, I see the day has been wearing on. We were inside that inn for a long time. Okay, keep an eye out for more assassins, since one already came in. Sometimes they'll do that to lure us out, and there'll be a whole bunch of them out there waiting for us. Oh, hello.
Yes.
I don't need to arm my horse, thank you. Well, here's the stables.
Watch what you're doing.
Oh, someone's firing an arrow. Whizzed right past me. You heard it again. Oh, there you are. What are you doing? What's going on now? Come on. Don't need to start attacking regular people.
I need to ask you to stop. That shouting is making people nervous.
I'm your Thane. Don't presume to order me.
Oh, forgive me, Thane. I didn't realize it was you. We'll look the other way this time. But even the Jarl seems
Yes. Interesting. Well, the day is getting on. And it's even starting to rain. But it seems that the townfolk like to huddle around this fire in the evening. Hello.
You look like you've seen your share of adventure. I envy you that. In fact, maybe you can help me with something.
I can help you with something. Everybody wants something. What is it that you need?
I want to be an adventurer like you.
Really?
My father says I can't. He says he needs me to stay here and work the farm. And even if he did let me be an adventurer, we couldn't afford to buy armor. His name is Meralki, and he's the innkeeper here.
Yes, I know.
Hope you could change his mind.
You should probably stick to farming.
Well, if you change your mind, I'd still like your help.
I usually prefer to appreciate them from in.
But this got miserable quick. Where is my hood? There it is. Well, I don't want to spend much time here in sleepy old Rorikstead, but the shop here is closed now. Missed it. Okay, I guess we'll go spend another night at the inn, and then we'll come out. Is that a giant walking down the road? It's a female giant. Is that normal here in Rorikstead? Why does she look like she's looking at me? Inigo? I think she's used to the people here. The guards tolerate her. Maybe they trade with the town. I didn't know that. I thought giants were universally feared. Fortifications up there. And over here. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to Rorikstead. Maybe the fortifications because of the war. I don't remember it being like that here. Who is Hadvar?
If you've got some business in Rorikstead, you should start by speaking to Juan.
Who's Juan?
Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but Juan's the one who deals with people.
Oh.
I'm afraid I lost my charm years ago.
Okay.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Do yourself a favor and don't have children. They're good for nothing at all.
I take it something's not working out for him. Alright, let's have another rest and get back out.
Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
I think I've changed my mind on two things. Hey there.
Did you
Eric.
reconsider? Will you talk to my father?
Yes? I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. I can't stand the thought of being trapped in this village for the rest of my days.
Alright, father.
Yes, boss?
That fool son of mine, Eric, wants to be an adventurer. He's a good-natured lad, but he's got no idea how dangerous the world really is.
I'd like to talk to you about your son.
My son? Eric? What about him? Did something happen? Is he all right?
You should let your son choose the life he wants.
But the world is a dangerous place. Eric has no idea what he's getting himself into. What's
Probably
more,
true.
He's got no armor. I'll have to save up the money for it.
You prefer your son to grow bitter and resent you?
I cannot deny the truth of what you say. Eric is all the family that I have left, but it's wrong to hold him back as I have. I won't tell Eric that I've changed my mind. I'll see about borrowing some money in Whiterun for his armor.
What can I do for you?
Eric.
What? I don't mean to be rude, but look, now is not a good time. I need to lay down.
You lived here all your life.
Born and raised right here in Rorikstead. My father was a soldier. He fought in the Great War, and when it was over,
like
he
mine.
retired here to raise a family. My mother passed away when I was just a babe, so he did his best to raise me on his own. It's not the most exciting place in the world, but the people here work hard. They don't cause trouble for anyone.
Your crops seem to be thriving out there.
It's true. For as long as I can remember, our crops have always done well. I'm not sure whether it's the soil, climate, or the favor of the divines. We've never had a poor harvest.
Alright, I've talked to your father. He's changed his mind.
I can't thank you enough, friend. I hope you'll come back to Rorikstead soon and pay me a visit. Maybe we can swap stories about our adventures over a mug of ale at the inn.
I hope you live that long. Alright, where's that Skooma cat? What happens if I give her actual Skooma? This cat seems friendly.
Is there something I can do for you?
Need something?
Yeah.
Yes?
You mentioned you have a taste for Skooma.
Why? Do you have some? Why are we wasting time talking?
Sure, have a bottle on me.
Smoke of the sugar, breath of the gods. Tell me your secrets, little bottle. Tell me what I need to know. But not here. Not in the presence of these infidels. They will use it against us, as Madran has.
What issues do you have with Madran?
He runs the caravan in Solitude and Windhelm. Zajira used to be under his employ until he accused her of being a Skooma addict. His claws cut her deep. He is the one who introduced her to it. Then he said she was chasing customers away, that her shaking was yet. He said she was unstable, that her mind was unhealthy. But if her mind were truly sick, she wouldn't have uncovered Madran's true motive. Yes, Zajira is bad for business. The business of Madran's coin purse.
So that's why you tell people not to trust the caravans. This is personal.
That is not true. I do this for your sake, and the sake of the moons. Beware, Madran's lies are as sweet as moon sugar, but the visions he paints are false. They are a pulling of the tail, a twist of the ears.
What do you mean by Madran's coin purse?
He wanted a larger share of the profits, but he could not rid himself of the bodyguards. Yet his assistant, he found her unnecessary.
Well, are you unnecessary, or is there some skill set you possess?
Zajira will do whatever she has asked, provided she is given skooma or gold to buy it. For Madran, she cooked and cleaned. She set up the tent and kept the fire warm to remind us all of home. Now it is Majad who cooks and Azinda who keeps his fire warm. Zajira should not have taught them how.
Okay. Alright.
Remember what I said about the caravan.
Oh, this talk is skooma. I've had it a few times. I've even taken it in battle. It's never done anything for me. I have 3 bottles left. Oh, this talk about skooma. Never done anything for me before. Let me try it. What are these cats going on about skooma so much for? What? What? Is that the cheese mammoth? Oh, my head. I feel messed up. What is that? There's no such thing as a cheese mammoth. Are you a mammoth made of cheese or a cheese made of mammoth? Listen, my delicious oversized cheese friend. This isn't going to work. Wait, you smell good. I wonder. Oh, I didn't get a chance to bite it. Oh, that was weird. This is what happens when you go on a skooma trip. That was the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. Cheese mammoth. I think I need to lie down.
Got something I'm supposed to deliver.
Oh, really?
Hands only. Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Letter from Sven. Why would Sven send me something? I mean, I took him along with me for a while, but it's not like we're good friends or anything. A letter from Sven. Here we go. Toro Jensen, my dear friend. You just won't believe what happened to me while you were away. I simply have to write to you about this. I was sitting by the nearby lake, meditating about magic quietly, when I saw an apparition. An ashen-haired woman. An ashen-haired woman? Okay. With a hideous scar on her cheek, riding a black mare, emerging from a crystal-like portal. She seemed very confused, looked around, spotted me, and spoke quickly in some weird dialect. I'm sure that language does not exist in Tamriel. She felt out of place, out of time. She seemed sad, desperate, homesick. In a flash she disappeared, and I felt like I couldn't move for minutes. I was so dumbstruck. You had to be there to experience this. It was magical. I hope to tell you all about it when you return. Cheers, Sven. Oh, that's an odd story. Guess I will have to go see Sven when I return. She didn't go to bed all night.
Let us defrost here for a while. This is pleasant.
Time to go to the merchant. Well, I've sold a bit, but I have to put some things in Princess Elfsiger. Oh, it's in the sack. Oh, I already have a lot of things here. Okay, let's put some more things in there then. Any ore I have? Huh. Anything like wolf pelts? Definitely don't need them. Any pelts at all, actually. Hold on to a little bit of leather. But that's right. Alright, there's not much to this little town. Oh wait, there's a blacksmith up there. Actually, I wouldn't mind improving on Zora's weapon. I didn't see this when I first came in.
Need something?
Hello?
Yeah.
What have you got for sale?
The finest weapons and armor.
Oh. So if I need something, maybe I can get it from him. Alright.
Alright then.
This land really is beautiful.
There we go. Grindstone right here. So I'll need some refined malachite. I don't know if he has that.
Yeah.
Might have it on.
Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?
Princess Elfsiger. Refined malachite, and you don't have any. Okay. Well, let's see about getting this sword sharpened. He doesn't have what I need.
If
Hello.
you're thinking of setting up to farm, you picked the right place.
What do you think? Why are your farms thriving? Even despite the harsh climate, what's your secret?
Secret? What makes you think there's a secret? There are no secrets here, my curious friend. Our prosperity is simply the result of hard work, good fortune, and the blessings of the gods.
That's what all farmers would say, actually. How did a Breton like yourself come to dwell in Rorikstead?
Have you met Rorik? He owns these lands, and it's from him that our village gets its name.
Oh.
We've been friends for many years now. Rorik fought for the Empire in the Great War. He was gravely wounded, and so was brought before me. I was a healer then, you see. We were as close as kinsmen, and when Rorik returned home, I came with him. I'm happy to spend my twilight years here with my good friend.
As far as I know, this village has always been here, but I guess it's sort of new. How will you protect yourselves against the dragons?
How can we? We're a community of farmers, not fighting men. If not for the war, we might have enough guards in the hold to protect the settlements. That the dragons should return now is most unfortunate.
Yeah, I guess so. Godspeed with you.
All right, then.
Oh, look at you. Are you Rorik?
If you've got some business in Rorikstead, you should start by speaking to Juan.
I already did. Is the town of Rorikstead named after you?
Yes, that's right. Look around you. Most of the lands you see are mine.
Guess who I'm being?
Most of this I purchased while my comrades were fighting in the south, helping the Empire against the Aldmeri Dominion. Back then, nothing would grow here, and so the land was worthless.
Ah.
Now, thanks to the hard work and the gods' blessings, our farms prosper.
I always knew that there was a village here, but I didn't know it was that new. So you fought in the Great War?
Aye, that I did. I commanded a force of several dozen men, most of them levies from villages in this part of the hold. I damn near met my end in that war. An old merry soldier ran me through with his blade, and left me for dead. A healer named Joanne saved my life.
Ah, yes.
He's been my closest friend ever since.
Like you said.
I tell you, that man is a miracle worker.
Has the war taken a toll on your settlement and its people?
Not yet, anyway, though it certainly could. With most of the hold's fighting men committed to the war, there are fewer swords to keep the road safe from brigands and wild beasts. And of course, as the war drags on and supplies run low, our ample fields and stores of food will make a tempting target for desperate men. The best we can hope for, a swift end to the conflict. The longer the war goes on, the worse it will be for all of us, I'm afraid.
Yes, I can see that. Gods go with you.
Makes you think.
Who are you?
Very interesting indeed.
Walk always in the light, or we will drag you to it.
Yes. I agree with your philosophy. Alright, well we have a, that farm nearby to go see. Alright, I was able to find the refined malachite. And I gave Zora a glass sword. The mask looks funny on her. Okay, so we are nearby the Golden Hills plantation. And that's where we'll go. Oh, yes, I'm supposed to get a goat from here. I forgot about that. Where's this goat seller? Somewhere in town, a person named Halvar. I think I've seen him before. Hey.
Yeah?
Can I buy your goat?
Of course.
200 gold, okay?
For that price? Sure.
Okay. Where's the goat? Is that the goat? Why are there so many animals slaughtered here? Somebody, went and killed everything. Odd. Hey there, buddy. Want to come along with me? Don't expect it to respond unless I'm on Skooma again. Why don't you come with me? Alright. Well, now we have a 5th member. Oh. 8th member if you count all the animals. Okay, now that that's done, let's get out of here. Now we have a goat following us. Well, from what I've seen, goats can be brave, so... Alright, the farm is just to the north of here, or... I've got too many things marked on my map. Okay, so I've... here to... this way. This must be the farm right here. Oh, it's a ghost right there. Right out in the open. Oh, no one's dealt with this. It's farming. I take it this is the previous owner?
From the dead.
What was that about? Oh, there's a body. This must have been the man that just attacked me in ghost form.
What?
I feel strange, hot and cold all at once. Are you poisoned? My hand shakes, hard to write. So dizzy. I think I've been poisoned. Seems she got the better of me after all.
Lovely day.
Not really the time for that, Inigo, but... maybe his wife? Let's take a look inside. They said your name is Hilda, huh? Okay. Well, how about, what can you carry, huh? I've got so many letters and books, I'd like to get rid of almost all of it. But I have to do that at home. Well, it seems like a child lived here. I hope the child is okay.
Have you considered redecorating? Don't look at me like that. It was
Oh,
just
there's a journal here. This from the wife. 14th of First Seed. Today is the first day of our new lives. I bought a sizable piece of land with a run-down farmhouse for dirt cheap just outside of Rorikstead. No one else wanted it, and on account of how rocky it is. Too many boulders, the other men said. But Jonquil and I have strong backs and willing hearts. We'll get those boulders out and turn this fertile land into a plantation they could only dream of. This will be the perfect place to raise our little wren. 21st of Second Seed. Long day. Hand hurts. Almost too much to write. Farmhouse is repaired, and the first plants are in the ground. Feels good. We did it. Jonquil kissed me tonight, like she said when we were first married. Her eyes are calling me. Oh, this is from the husband. We harvested our first crops today. It wasn't much, but it's a start. When I watched the sun's rays first break over the horizon on our fields today, I knew what to name this place. Golden Hills Plantation, after Akatosh's glorious light. Soon it will be an inheritance worthy of our son. Just a bit longer, I know. I know it. 23rd of Frostfall. Well, they've been here just months. My heart is troubled. Rin is fast growing into a strapping young boy, though he spends too much time playing with that wooden sword of his and dreaming of running off to join the Legion. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But my dear wife, Jonquil, her strangeness worries me. Sometimes she'll disappear for hours at a time and then turn up in the house as though she'd been there all along. I often see her carrying a basket full of strange dark flowers, and she won't tell me what they are or where she got them. And last winter, when Rin fell ill with fever, Jonquil produced a small black bottle from who knows where and poured who knows what down his throat. Only a few minutes later, the fever was gone. Jonquil refused to tell me what was in the bottle or where she got it. I was so happy that she saved our little boy, of course, but Mara preserved me. But I'm afraid that my wife is a Daedra worshipper or a witch. I wouldn't go that far. I would say alchemist like my auntie. 16th of mid-year. Rin has been missing for 3 days, my little boy. I've searched everywhere, but there's no trace of him. Even his favorite toy sword is missing. What if wolves got him, or brigands snatched him away? Jonquil has been watching me. I don't like the look in her eyes, and she hasn't cried at all. What kind of mother doesn't cry when her child is missing? What if... I dare not even put the thought to paper. It's unthinkable. I found it. I found Jonquil's secret. This is the place she's been disappearing to. The potions, the plants, the books. Such evil and unnatural things I found down there. Divines help me. My wife is a witch. I didn't want to open her foul books, but I had to know. I had to... Deadly Nightshade. That's what the plant is called. The one I saw her sneaking around with. She grows it everywhere in this hidden place. She must have poisoned my son. I've seen the sneer on her face, the laughter in her eyes as she watched me tearing apart the farm looking for him. She was mocking me. I've never felt rage like this. I'm shaking with it, sweating with it. I know exactly what I've got to do. My son's spirit whispers to me, demanding vengeance. I keep an axe by the door for dealing with wild animals. It will do for dealing with a witch as well. Oh, this escalated way too far. But from his mind point, she poisoned their son, or killed the son. Too many spiders here. Yeah, watch out, Lucian. Oh, now we have a goat that's gonna get in the way. Is this where she's been making potions? Oh, look, there's a button. Ah. How did he not see the button? Ooh.
Mortal fool, no one hides from the dead.
Exhilarating.
That's just not good. Ah, a beautiful Nord woman. Would you mind? This is terrible. I hope the sun's okay at least. Now, here's her journal. Dueling journals here. 23rd of First Seed, so this is... so I'm guessing this is the... It's coming up on the next year already. So this is over a year ago. Urvo wanted so badly to make a go at being farmers, so here we are now with our own rocky plot of land and a ruined old farmhouse with a leaky roof. It's not what I dreamed of, but we'll make the best of it. At least the soil's good, even if it's full of boulders. I'll be able to get a nice garden going, with all the ingredients I need for my potions. The income from that should get us through the first winter, if nothing else. 10th of Second Seed. I found a secret room walled off in the basement. It will do nicely for my alchemy lab. I love my husband dearly, but he can be a pig-headed dolt when it comes to the gentle magics of the earth. If it weren't for my potions, little Rin would have perished last winter from a fever. Oh, she should have informed him. No, he grew suspicious, and when he saw this, he thought witch. She should have told him about her interests, and showed him along the way what it's like, what she's doing. Instead, he just lived in fear when he saw it all. First of Frostfall. Our plantation is doing well enough, but Urvo's eyes are getting bigger than his purse. He was talking of purchasing a wagon recently, like we don't sometimes struggle to put food on the table. A wagon, honestly. I've seen the ugly looks he gives my potions and herbs, but where else are we going to get the money for all the things he buys? Next thing you know, he'll be trying to buy another farm. All the ugly looks gives my potions and herbs, so he knew about it. He just didn't know where you were making it. And the books, I guess. 13th of mid-year. Rin's gone missing. We've looked everywhere, but we can't find him. His little wooden sword is missing too. God's preserved me. I hope he hasn't run off. He doesn't realize how dangerous it is out on the tundra. Oh, it is. I know firsthand when I was young. 16th of mid-year. It's been 3 days now. My little boy is still gone. I don't like how Urvo is looking at me. His eyes are too dark, too still, like a frozen lake. I think I even heard him mutter something about getting what I deserve. Could he have? No, I dare not even put the thought to paper. And now you think he killed your son. He did it. He must have. That monster killed my son, and now he looks at me with those hate-filled eyes and a mocking smirk. He despises my alchemical arts so much that he took my son from me to punish me. I've never brewed poison before, but I know how it's done. I know how to bottle death. A few drops in his mead, and my child will be avenged. It is done. The gods will damn me, but they will damn him more for the murder of a child. Rin, I'm so sorry. I wish I could have... Wait, I hear something. She didn't get to finish it. Huh. I'll take your death bell and nightshade. Actually, I'll take all your ingredients. Potions, I mean. Cure disease, I have 3. Plentiful stamina, healing... Enhanced stamina. Death bell. Maybe I'll take the cure disease. Deadly lingering poison. Ooh, let me look at this. Oh. Sort of a poison like Auntie used to make. I think she made even better one than that, but... Not really. I don't see any signs of a witch here. There's somebody who likes alchemy. I grew up with an auntie who taught me a few things. Glowing mushrooms. You only see this deep underground. Oh, and this canis root. Alright, well. I guess we have to find the sun. She's kind of short compared to me. Oh, there's a book here. Rin's journal. Ma and Pa are fighting again. They're always fighting these days. Ma hates how obsessed Pa is with cows and the price of wheat and all that boring stuff. Pa doesn't like Ma's flowers or her bottles of goopy stuff. I don't like the goopy stuff either, but it does make me feel better when I'm sick, so I guess it's okay. I can't wait till I'm old enough to join the Legion and get away from the farm. I've been practicing every day with my sword. I think I'm good enough to be a captain or even a general. But Pa doesn't want me to join the Legion because he says I have to take over the farm when I'm old enough. Ma doesn't want me to go because it's dangerous. That's about the only thing they agree on. I bet if I defeated a bandit or killed a wolf or something, that would show them. Then they would have to let me join up with the Legion. Oh, there's plenty of both of those in Skyrim right now. Pa always tells me to stay away from the old well, the one towards the tall monument out by the tree sitting on a rock. Wolves like to hunt out there, he says. So that's where I'll go. I'll kill a wolf and bring home its head, and that'll prove I'm a man, not a baby. I'm tired of listening to Ma and Pa yell at each other anyways. I'll take this book. Old monument. By the goat. I don't think I can deal with another person getting in my way. Hilda. Excuse me, everybody. Got to find this boy. But I don't know how long the parents have been dead for. This could have been many days ago. I can't believe they killed each other because of their suspicions. Alright, by the old well, there's a monument. If I got to my horse. Why does my horse always take off? Well, I don't want her to get into fights because she can get killed, but always taking off. Maybe if I took some skooma, I would see what she's actually doing. Turning into some kind of... I don't even think of the strangeness. Maybe a cheese horse. But she always goes. I don't know where she always... Maybe she's just looking for good food. Alright, so let's find this boy. Please don't move me. You're moving me. Let's see over this hill. Old well, huh? Oh. It's a wolf. No, I need to be mounted. I'm supposed to be practicing killing wolves while mounted. Alright, wolf, come here. Well, it's a wolf. And here's the well. There's a sword. Well, it's an old abandoned well. It's boarded up. Ugh. I don't see the ghost of the boy. I don't see a body. Oh, I see a saber cat, though. Well, if it wasn't a wolf, it's a saber cat. I can't see bandits just... Well, bandits are terrible. Maybe they would just kill a boy, but... A boy with a wooden sword. It's pretty evil to do something like that. Well, I don't know. Maybe if I return the sword, maybe the boy's spirit will come. Usually when there's spirits involved, there's a lot left unresolved, and there's a lot of anger. Oh, goat. Alright, boy, I'm going to put your sword here. Oi! Oh, there's the whole family. Are you okay? I guess you're not, but... Talk to me, boy.
Yes?
Your family can rest in peace now.
Thanks a lot. Here, take this for all your hard work.
Oh, just go. He gave me the key to the place. I don't want to live here. Maybe the place is cursed or something. I've got nothing to make. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to live here. I don't feel comfortable in a place where everybody was murdered. Husband and wife turned against each other. You may... It's actually a nice looking farm. Who's this coming? Bandits!
Let's get this over with.
Bandits! Oh, assassins! Coming out invisible like that. Okay, I could use some help here. More poison. I can definitely use more healing potions. I swear if you get in the way, goat, you're good as dead. Ugh, stop it. I've got enough potions, so... For now. Out of magicka. I have to start using that in combat. My potions won't cover it. Assassins. Ooh. Interesting armor. Potent, lingering poison. I have to keep using poison all the time. I've got a lot of it. I make it. Ridiculous. I can only complain so much. Everywhere I go, assassins. Orcish armor, huh? Wolf shield. Alright, well, I was going to say, maybe if I plant some crops here, I could fix this place up. Sell it. I've got things to grow, but this is not really food. Oh, gourd. Plant some gourds, what else? You have to keep the jazzbay grapes. Carrots? I've got carrots and gourd. I like putting gourds in soups, cutting it up. Carrot. Silly to do this in armor, but I'm wearing light armor, it's not that heavy. Just a few more. Maybe I can hire a worker to come and work the farm. That's just a start. It's going to be a lot more work here. I'm not getting a little hungry. Leg of a goat roast. And some meat. Alright, well, I think we're done here for now. Blister work, I can make more potions. Alright, so, where do we go to next? I don't know about keeping this goat, but we'll see. Okay, I've decided. Let's return to Whiterun. And then from Whiterun, maybe just take a relaxing trip back to Riften on a carriage. And continue the work I started over there.